Hey everybody, just want to start off the full review showing you where I've started with my Swirl projects. So this is where I started out. I have the Cappuccino Pop, started off crocheting a blanket just like I did with the Caron cakes, and then this is the Black Pepper Swirl, and I'm knitting that one into a scarf. So this scarf is actually just a knit one, purl one, 40 stitches. I wanted to get the same width as the Caron Cakes scarf that I had made, also 40 stitches. So you kind of see how they compare a little bit more side to side. But I didn't really want to put the work into the scarf the way I did with the Caron Cakes one. It took a long time and it was it was worth the effort, but it wasn't worth doing again. So that's what we're doing here. And those will be done in a week or so. Actually, the blanket will be done tonight, and the scarf will take me a little bit longer. My knitting's nowhere near as fast as my crochet, so this will start back up when I'm closer to being done. So my final thoughts on Swirl. Here's the results of knitting to Swirl. Remember, I did 40 stitches with a seed stitch, which is knit one, purl one. And it came to 38 inches wide, or long. And 11 inches wide. Here's my crochet piece. Now these are not blocked, and I'm doing this not blocked because honestly, I'm going to take these apart. I'm not going to leave these in their final form, as their final form, because honestly 21 inches is not big enough for a baby blanket at all. So these are the two that I said I was going to do as the sample, and then I have this blanket. Now this is almost the size I would use for a stroller blanket. This uses 3 skeins of the yarn. It's actually really 3 different colorways. They're really pretty. They come together nicely. You can see that same purples. That purple is then repeated in the middle one, and the light purple is repeated in the blue one. So they actually work really well together, and I like this blanket a lot. However, I'll say 2 things. One, this pattern is a yarn eater. You've probably seen it if you've looked at temperature blankets. It's a really popular one for temperature. It's just 3 back posts, 3 front post doubles, and then you back post in your front post and front post in your back post. Kind of like a seed stitch in crochet knitting, but not. I don't want to say about that. Some people call it basket weave. That's a nice name for it. I've seen other basket weaves, patterns that are completely different. So I'm not really going to call that a basket weave. But it really is nice because it kind of gives you a touch of the other colors, so they kind of drop down. You can see that here with the pink, and you get a hint of the pink. It's a really nice color, kind of a stitch combo for multicolored yarns like this, or ombres are really nice in this because you get a little extra ombre action. So do that what you will, but I like that pattern. However, you'll notice it's only 22 inches wide, and 22 inches wide, or long, whatever you want to call it. And then if we look at the other direction, 30 and a half, not really, to me, big enough. I really like 36 by 36 as my approximate size for a baby blanket, for like a stroller blanket or a car seat blanket. So it's big enough to cover the kid and the seat, but it's not going to drag on the floor. The kid still feels kind of snuggled under the blanket, but yeah, that's not really big enough. So that yardage is probably good, but 3 skeins at, I think it's $6 a skein. I'll note the prices in the comments. I have to go back and look at my receipt. I think they were $5.99 each. That's an $18 blanket, my cost. And I could do 2 blankets this size from one ball of like Pound of Love for $7 or $8. So not necessarily worth it to me, but I like these colors. So I'm definitely going to rip this back out, do something else with it. Maybe make a prayer shawl. It's probably like a really, really nice prayer shawl. So there you have that. All in all, it's not a bad yarn. It's a little thicker than I was expecting. It's more of a worsted weight, where some of the other caked yarns are kind of a, maybe not worsted, but kind of a, either a light worsted or a heavy DK or a DK weight. Just depends on what you've got, which ones you're using. So it's not a woohoo. Like Karen Cakes was fantastic. I've used that a few more times. I just made a big baby blanket with that. I got maybe a toddler blanket for a twin bed. But this was definitely not as exciting. It was kind of annoying, actually. I won't even go, actually, I shouldn't say the same. I won't say that. Well, it's not quite as bad as annoying, but there were some frustrations that I had with using the yarn because it really just runs out really quickly, as you can see with our really cute round ripple. A few more yards, and that would have been a fantastic blanket. So I will definitely be ripping that back out. Not sure what I'm going to do with that yet. Maybe a scarf, maybe a cowl, something a little more user-friendly. And then that one, I have another blanket that I made with the large version of that. It's not really accessible right now, so I will follow up with my Sweet Rolls redo in a while. I have a few other videos I want to get you guys first, but then I'll try to come back so you can see what I redid these things as. I'll just try. I like to find a good use for all the yarn that I have. So to me, every yarn has a purpose, and I think this is just not the purpose for these particular yarns. At least not this size. Alright, thanks you guys. I'll come back with you on a mandala video soon. I just finished up those projects, and then apparently Yarn Bee at Hobby Lobby has a new yarn that's like these. I don't remember what it's called offhand, but I have a vacation coming up, and I'll probably work, see if I can find that and get a video for that done. Seems like I'm just doing videos for these caked yarns, but they're super cool right now, and they're everywhere, so it's really easy to do that. Also, Karen Cakes is apparently coming out with new colorways, and also they're coming out with baby Karen cakes, something like that. So I'll bring you that too, maybe over the summer or by the fall. So I'll see what I can do for you guys. Have a great one.